Dear students, today topic of our discussion is residential status. An Indian residing abroad is popularly referred to as NRI, that is non-resident Indian. But under India's tax laws, the reference is to the term tax resident or non-resident. That is, residential status under Income Tax Act has nothing to do with nationality or domicile of a person. An Indian who is a citizen of India can be non-resident for income tax purpose, whereas a German who is a citizen of Germany can be a resident of India for income tax purpose. Residential status of a person depends upon how many days he has physically stayed in India. According to the Income Tax Act 1961, residential status of a person is one of the important criteria in determining tax implications. Residential status of a taxpayer can be divided into resident, non-resident, and from the assessment year 2021-22, there is a concept of deemed resident is also there. Residential status is determined for each category of persons separately. That is, there are separate set of rules for determining the residential status of an individual and separate rules for firm, companies, HUF, etc. For tax purpose, residential status is determined on the basis of some conditions. There are basic conditions, there are additional conditions. First of all, let us discuss what are basic conditions. Condition number 1. He is in India during previous year for a period of 182 days or more. First condition, he is in India during previous year for a period of 182 days or more. Or, that means next condition, he is in India for a period of 60 days or more during the previous year and 365 days or more during the 4 years immediately preceding the previous year. So once again, what are the basic conditions? He is in India during previous year for a period of 182 days or more. Or, okay. Second condition, he is in India for a period of 60 days or more during the year and 365 days or more during the 4 years preceding the previous year. In the second basic conditions, we have mentioned about 60 days. That 60 days is extended to 182 days in case of an Indian citizen who leaves India during the year for the purpose of employment outside India, or an Indian citizen who leaves India during the year as a member of crew of an Indian ship. Again, period of 60 days is extended to 182 days if Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin comes to visit in India. You should bear in mind one point, that is, for this purpose, the requirement is leaving India for the purpose of employment. Another thing is there is a change in provision for determining residential status for financial year 2020-21. That is, if any citizen of India or a person of Indian origin residing abroad and visiting India, that person can be considered a resident of India if he or she stays more than 182 days in India. There have been some situations where person is staying in India for less than 182 days and controlling its overseas business from India. and still that person is considered as non-resident. To avoid misuse of this provision by individuals who carry out substantial economic activities from India and still maintain a status of non-resident, it has been proposed to replace 182 days with 120 days. Okay, now let us discuss what are additional conditions. Additional condition number 1. The assessee has been resident in India for at least 2 out of 10 years preceding the previous year. Okay, what is the first additional condition? Assessee has been resident in India for at least 2 out of 10 years preceding the previous year. And second additional condition, the assessee has been in India for a period of 730 days or more during 7 years preceding the previous year. Okay, so what are 2 additional conditions? Condition number 1, assessee has been resident in India for at least 2 out of 10 years preceding the previous year. And the assessee has been in India for a period of 730 days or more during the 7 years preceding the previous year. So once again, let us revise. What are basic conditions? Basic condition number 1. Assessee is in India during the previous year for a period of 182 days or more. Or second basic condition, assessee is in India during the previous year for a period of 60 days or more and has been in India for a period of 365 days or more during the 4 years preceding the previous year. Additional condition number 1. Assessee has been resident in India for at least 2 out of 10 years preceding the previous year. And assessee has been in India for a period of 730 days or more during the 7 years preceding the previous year. So now we have studied what are basic conditions, what are additional conditions. Now let us discuss residential status. Okay. So first of all, resident can be categorized into ordinarily resident and not ordinarily resident. Listen here. An assessee satisfying any one of the basic conditions and both the additional conditions, then that assessee is ordinarily resident. Okay. If an assessee satisfying any one of the basic condition and both the additional conditions, then that assessee is ordinarily resident. Second case, an assessee satisfying any one of the basic conditions but not satisfying both the additional conditions or satisfying any one of the additional condition, then that assessee is not ordinarily resident. Understood? An assessee satisfying any one of the basic condition but not satisfying both additional condition or only satisfying any one of the additional condition, then that assessee is not ordinarily resident. Next case is, if an assessee satisfying none of the basic condition, okay, none of the basic condition, then that assessee is non-resident. Next, we can discuss about deemed resident. As per the amendment from the assessment year 2021-22, the concept of deemed resident has been introduced under section 6 subsection 1A. According to this, a person shall be deemed to be resident in India if following conditions are satisfied. Condition number 1, person is a citizen of India. Next one, total income except income from foreign sources exceed rupees 15 lakh during previous year. Got it? Total income during the year other than foreign sources. That should be more than 15 lakh. Next one is total stay in India during the previous year should be equal to or more than 120 days, and the period of stay in India in the immediately preceding 4 years should be 365 days or more. Okay? With effect from financial year 2020-21, a citizen of India whose income is not taxable in any country due to his domicile or residence or any other similar criteria, he or she would be deemed to be a resident in India, and accordingly, his or her global income would be taxable in India. Hope you understood residential status. Thank you.